Let's take a quick look at multiplying anything by a two-digit number. Now this gets pretty complicated for a lot of 4th and 5th graders, but it's not as hard as you really think it is. Let's first take a look at what's really happening here. When I multiply 548 times 35, what I'm really doing is multiplying 548 times 30, and then I'm going to add that to 548 times 5. Now, I'm not saying that 548 times 30 is really easy, but it isn't something that's really that hard to do, especially when I think about looking at it as a math fact. 548 times 3 is what it kind of looks like. So off to the side, I do that. Well, 3 times 8 is going to be 24. Think about carrying my 2. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Carry my 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Okay, so that would mean 548 times 30 is 16,440. Okay. 548 times 5, well, 5 times 8 is 40. Carry my 4. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. Carry my 2. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27. Now, it says I add these. So I would add 16,440 plus 2,740. That's what's happening when I multiply a two-digit number by something else. I add these together, 0, 8, 11, 9, and my 1 comes down. I get 19,180. Now that's not the standard algorithm or way we solve that. That's just what's happening. We have to multiply the 3 in the tens place by all of the numbers above, and we have to multiply the 5 in the ones place by all of the numbers above. We could do it the long way here and add it together at the end, but man, there's a lot of steps for me to get confused in, and it's kind of mumbled and jumbled here. The standard algorithm says I just start multiplying by the 5 in the ones place. 5 times 8 is 40. I put my 0 here, and I carry my 4 above this 4. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24, and I carry my 2. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 more is 27. Now when I look at that, when I multiplied 548 times 5 over here, I got the same answer I did here. Well, that's pretty helpful. That's nice to know. But I'm done multiplying by that 5 now. For me, when I want to keep things straight, I like to mark out the fact that I'm done with that 5. And I mark out all the things that I carried along with the 5, just to make sure I'm not getting them confused with anything else. Now another thing I like to do is I like to add what I call my second row 0. Sometimes I might call him a happy little 0, and I may even put a little smiley face there. The reason I do that is that reminds me that when I multiply by this 3, I'm really multiplying by 3 tens. The 0 here in the ones place below reminds me, oh yeah, that's right, this 3 has a value of 30, so I need to add my 0 there to make sure I'm multiplying by 3 tens and not accidentally by 3 ones. Second row 0. Best friend when you're multiplying two-digit numbers by something else. 3 times 8 is 24. Put my 4 here. Carry my 2. Now remember, I marked out those other things, so I'm not going to get them confused. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Carry my 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Now wait. When I multiplied 548 times 30 here, I got 16,440. Right there is 16,440. So they're all lining up. Everything's still happening. It's just in a more compact easy to follow form. I'm going to go ahead and add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 4 is 8. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 6 is 9. And my 1 comes down, and I get 19,180. Let's take a look at a couple more problems multiplying a two-digit number by something else. All right, so here's a few more problems using the standard algorithm. Again, algorithm means way we solve the problem to solve some two-digit multiplication problems. Let's start with 937 times 16. 6 times 7 is 42. My 2 down here, carry my 4. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 4 is 22. Carry my 2. 9 times 6 is 54, plus 2 is 56. Now I'm done multiplying by that 6, so I mark him out, and I mark out everything I carried along with it. I now put my second row 0 to remind me that when I get ready to multiply by this 1, I'm really multiplying by 10 because it's in the tens place and not by 1. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 9 is 9. Now I add everything together. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus 7 is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. And 5 plus 9 is 14. So my final answer is 14,992. Let's look at 605 times 48. 8 times 5 is 40. Put my 0 there. Carry my 4. 8 times 0 is 0. Plus 4 more would be 4. And 8 times 6 is 48. Well, I'm done multiplying by the 8. I mark it out, and I mark out everything I carried with it. I add my second row 0 to remind me when I multiply by this 4, it's really multiplying by 40. And the 0 goes there to remind me of that. 4 times 5 is 20. I carry my 2. 4 times 0 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. And 4 times 6 is 24. Now I add everything up. 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry my 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 4 more is 9. And I can bring my 2 down. My final answer is 29,040. Let's do 379 times 22. 2 times 9 is 18. And I carry my 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Carry my 1 again. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. I'm done multiplying by this 2. I mark it out, and everything I carried along with it. I put my second row 0 there. Remind me about making sure I've got things where they belong in the tens place. 2 times 9 is 18. Carry my 1. 2 times 7 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Carry my 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. And now I add. 8 plus 0 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 3. Carry my 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. Plus 5 is 13 again. Carry my 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. So my final answer here is 8,338. Multiplying by a two-digit number by anything means I'm going to multiply the digit in the ones place by everything, add my second row 0 underneath that, then multiply everything in the tens place by everything across. That's the key. Your second row 0 is going to be your life-saving buddy when multiplying a two-digit number by anything else. He helps keep everything lined up, and he reminds you that that digit in the tens place is really a tens place digit and not something else. So, multiplying by a two-digit number, multiply by the ones place, write it down. Add your second row 0, then multiply by the tens place, write it down, add, and you've got your answer. Not complicated at all.